All right, goddammit. It's almost 2026. It's almost 2026. Think about it, fellas. You guys are old enough to know that you was thinking about this year as being the future. Think about it, man. And if you was born in 95 or something like that, and you was born, if you was born in 90, let's say you 10 years old, that means it's 2000. But when you were 10 years old, if you thought about 2025, it was the future. And you guys don't realize how the future, we're living it right now. Now, I've been touting my course for a pretty good while now. And man, does time fly when you're having fun. I'm starting to notice how much actual fun doing what I'm doing is. I backed off a lot of shit. None of that media shit that I was doing, arguing with people about what they think or what I think, or versus what I think. And that's because I've seen the best advertisement by far is word of mouth when it comes to, enrollment. Now, my point is, I'm not competing to be known as a person with guidance for young men. I'm not trying to be known. There are several men with those kinds of products, but none like what I offer, because what I offer is unique in more than one way. It's backed up with actual battlefield experience. My course is also supported by uh, 3 weekly videos where you'll get the human contact that you really are yearning for. And this is after you've already bought the product. Now, I'm just saying, you need to really understand what I'm offering you. I've created physical milestones that you can see to verify your progress. And lastly, my course has a school where the finer details of what's being offered is taught. Otherwise, my course is complete and it won't allow you to water it down or accept watered down information. Check this out. You learn so much at SWU. For instance, we cover things like timing and flow. And we also cover how to talk to a woman, not talk at her. Those two things clicking, without those two things clicking, you'll never catch that woman. Timing has to do with the pace of your words coming out your mouth. And flow is how you phrase your statements. And you want to phrase the statement so the words actually flow clearly from your mouth. It's imperative that you learn to make specific statements regarding her, and you shy away from the statements that can fit any woman. Girl, you fine. You got this going for you. You got that going for you. All that kind of shit. You avoid that shit because she knows that's just your way of trying to get at her. Now, you need an introduction to your conversation, which is a spiel we call an arsenal, and it has 5 or 6 lines in it, and it actually starts the conversation. And if you are able to spit them smoothly, you won't look like you're just hitting on her. I teach my students to expect to win. And the only way you can expect to win is by doing what's planned. Sidewalk University teaches you how to have that winning fucking attitude. Now you have or you get that winning attitude by planning, then executing your plan. I expect to win. I expect to win because of the things I do to win. I teach you the essential things you need to know if you want this fucking game. What do you think I'm saying is worth if it's true? Think about it. What do you think what I'm saying is worth if it's true? I teach you to put value on all things you do. But my shining the light on you may be worth a dime to you. And it same information may be worth $10 to another person. The real reward for me is you coming to SWU and after graduating, you leading your life as a straight up alpha male. Many are called to listen, but very few are capable of hearing. Some of you hear me and realize that you had it all the time. To those men, I guarantee they've been blessed to hear me. And they just happen to be sharp enough to hear what they wanted to actually see. See, it has been clarified by none other than me that you need to listen to any of the dudes who make the claims that I do and then listen to my shit from 10 years ago or more, and you'll see and you'll hear those fools using my shit. Or should I say abusing my shit. The problem is, since they don't have no real abadabba, if you ask them for any details on what you've gotten from them, that's when the fake ass motherfucker shows himself as a fraud. That's why they offer you that sexual content to take your mind off the fact you won't have any conversation to even get the pussy. That's when you'll see that motherfucker has used my shit but lacks the gearing to explain what any of it means. I don't lack in any way. Test me. Call in, goddammit. Call in and test me. Everything that happens is for a reason. You may not see it, but the reason will show itself. Nothing happens in my life is new. Honey, I'm doing the show. What's going on?
You were supposed to come to me at 10 o'clock, but come after.
10 o'clock today? What are we doing?
You gotta come pick up Aaliyah's car. I can't fit in my car.
Oh, that's right. I forgot, honey. Weren't you supposed to call me?
Well, you said you were going to call me, but you're on a show, so just do your show and then come after.
All right, baby. I'll be there as soon as I'm done.
All right.
Be cool. Okay. I keep telling you guys, test me. Call me. Ask whatever question you want to ask. See, don't I have this information locked in? I've experienced everything, and I've adapted to a new life of coexisting. And after realizing that, I can't wake up anytime I want to and go in my office and start talking shit, I'm also realizing hella shit makes my life more comfortable. Now, more shit is going to change. And you know what? I'm inviting the changes. I'm welcoming all the responsibility I undertook that comes with raising my daughter, with trying to be a good dad. The good thing is my daughter and I got tight before she actually moved to Vegas. And I had taught her damn near everything she knows. And it's kind of cool to see her now. I'm not sure, but I think this is what people call being happy. I've had the pleasure of dealing with so many men who came to SWU as little boys and found their manhood, and all have complimented me on my tough methods. And that's kind of overwhelming. I have so many things to step into, and some of it, don't be as strong as the other. And I have to make choices. I hate to keep making blanket statements that I make. And I know I could find a better way. Years ago, I got into it with one of these gurus. And this fool would quote the Bible, would quote Socrates and Plato. So I cussed him out and told him no real nigga listen to this shit. But I had already met a real motherfucker that I consider real, who be, paying attention to this nigga and actually following him. But if you listen to the show that dealt with that shit, you'll hear three of the motherfuckers' followers calling in and in some sort of chilling voice talk some kind of shit. Now I'm telling you, some of these listeners are really too much because game will recognize game. And I spoke to one of them. And am I angry to point out the childish tactics that some of these fools are using on their gurus' instructions? Am I out of line to call bitch shit, and to think these motherfuckers think they're men? They think they're alpha men at that. But when you think of it, how else could they act or react? Any of you should be able to see the pussy shit these motherfuckers are doing or were doing. But if you don't, you don't. And it ain't shit I can do to help you not be blind. Each day, I get closer and closer to one of my goals. Now, I went to school to get degrees to pursue a life dream of mine to become an elementary school teacher. For some reason, I preferred the third grade, and it's probably because they're at that point, they can understand shit and make their minds up. And once I got my master's, I went for my teacher credential, and I was denied based on the felony I had in 83. Mind you, this was 2008. I fought it and I got everything expunged and they still denied me. It took me 2 years. I hadn't been, involved with the police since 83. And this was now 2010. So should I be fucked out all that money it took to get those degrees simply because the Peckerwoods tried to deny me? No. I had to come up with the confidence course and I decided I would teach it online. So I did. I started in 2010 and I quickly saw the dudes I was talking to were L7 like a motherfucker and couldn't understand what I was saying. So, should I let that stop me? No. I started selling MP4 versions of the course, which is laced with this abba-dabba that I'll be kicking, to my SWU alumni. Now, once I had enough alumni, I would be ready to open SWU. And I started thinking about potential income, something I was very familiar with. First off, if you're real about this abba-dabba and you're up in age like me, or if you are a brother who have ideas, check this out. Potential income is something you can do for yourself outside of punching a clock. Now, as a motherfucker laced with this abba-dabba, we know now what I looked for. But as a square like most of you, I had to dig deep. I left this abba-dabba, but the abba-dabba did not leave me. That's when I started going hard, once I realized and accepted that. This all had taken a little over 6 years, and I started my dream job. But let's not forget, I had been living off my confidence course all that time. You don't need to give me the credit I deserve because shit like that don't feed my ego. I'm the only motherfucker on earth who can feed or starve my ego. And I stay full. My ego stays fed by me accomplishing the shit that I set out to do. When I accomplish it, my head swells larger than life. I've accomplished something that I thought of 6 or 7 years ago, which I had to birth and rear to this point. Now that I'm at this point, I couldn't be happier. So salute to all of you who helped me along the way believe in what I'm doing. I claim all kinds of shit that I do. But who do you know who does as much as my old ass does? Now, not that there are no busy people besides me. I'm not saying that. But honestly, who do you personally know that does as much as I do? I'm here for many reasons, and the biggest one is to explore my mental capacity to grow. To that end, most of you think the only big feature about me is I talk so much shit, which I do. But, and you, excuse me, and you can attest to this. I talk a lot of shit, but I don't talk no bullshit. Here's something else that you can listen to and think about. Is there any other host that you can interact with, be it through instant messages or email or interacting on Facebook, up to and including live videos where they could get clowned, where I could get clowned? Now here's something else. Do you realize I've been doing this almost 2 decades and haven't run out of words for you yet? Other hosts don't speak to you because of the flaws they are hiding in their position on whatever it is they're talking about. They can't defend it. And here's the last thing. Have you noticed, even though some of you don't like the way I continue to talk shit, I have a lot of haters. I've got to be doing something correctly. Not one listener or hater has had anything to say on any one of these goddamn videos. But why is that, you think? I'm not angry or looking to call somebody out. I just want to see SWU grow. The reason I know I will never take prisoners is I'm always on Front Street with my shit, so no one will find out or discover nothing. Caller, what's up?
What's up, bud? This is Richard.
Richard, what's happening?
Man, I needed to call in just to say thank you for just being you. Thank you for creating a Sidewalk U. I'm a former student. I didn't finish Sidewalk U, unfortunately, because of my own personal issues. But for the amount of lessons that I did garner and took action on, I can say that I've seen a lot of changes in my life.
Well, let me tell you something you might not know, bro. You can come back to Sidewalk U and you can damn near start where you left off, but I would start at the beginning and refresh it and catch up. You can come back, man.
Yeah, I did rejoin. Like, I'm paying for the platinum course, well, the platinum service.
Yeah.
Right now, but I'm just waiting for the classes to start by.
They're already started, man. You could already be in there. You know the if you got the platinum, that's on Mondays and Wednesdays, but the regular gold is Tuesdays and Thursdays. So all 4 of those days, I have a link that you can come on and you can get schooled, man, and you can refresh. You can ask me whatever questions you need, and we can catch up, get you caught up.
Yes, sir, 100%. I have to finish it because for the little bit that I did utilize, I've seen major changes, not in just the way I think, but also in the way I communicate. Not just the people, but also mainly to myself.
Hey, bro, that's what it's all about. You recognizing your growth, you seeing your growth, things that you're improving on, that you need to improve on.
Yes, sir. Because before that, man, I would just always shit on myself, thinking I'm not worthy of more. But coming across you and your material, man, that shit rocks, man. And I do appreciate that. I appreciate you.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. And make sure you stay down for 2026, man. And don't stop calling. Call in and get any information you need, bro. Ask whatever question you want.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
I respect.
All right, be cool. Now, I believe if you're doing something you feel is important, even if me or some other motherfucker can't see the importance, if it's important to you, you are obligated not to pay attention to the naysayers. I do not want, nor do you qualify to be in SWU unless you are about getting this abadabba in its entirety. I didn't really tell you all this shit from the beginning because this is how you separate the real from the fake. You let this shit develop. Now, if I promise you, you would get all this goddamn shit, in the end, I would be having a bunch of motherfucking fake motherfuckers who only want the end results and will not work for it. They just heard of it and they want it. Motherfuckers that want shit never get shit. The motherfuckers that want shit and go get it are the motherfuckers that win. This way, I get the motherfuckers who are willing to take a real chance on a motherfucker like me. And with that chance, they're going to get all I have to offer. I offer tangible shit that I can be checked on. How can you check a motherfucker quoting Plato or the Bible? Why would people follow a person they can't check? Why would a motherfucker who's trying to lead people today quote Plato from centuries ago and then have the nerve to say, I'm old? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Today's world will have you following a goat. Long as that goat have access to YouTube and can do some shit you can understand, you will follow him or it. Does it matter? Most, if not all, gurus of the day have no past. Have any of you noticed they are lacking credibility? Other than the fact that you like their fucking quotes. I'm sure you will point out this motherfucker in front of a limo at a street sign. And for suckers, that make him a credible guru. But do you have any verified facts from verified motherfuckers on that food? You have his friends and people who support him, but do you have any real facts about this motherfucker's exploits in life? No, you don't. Therein lies my point. Real motherfuckers know fake niggas quote. A real nigga ain't going for shit unless it's on his menu. A real nigga ain't gonna let no motherfucker say shit about him that ain't true. A real nigga has information that can help kids, teens, and adults because he's taking his life experiences and translating them into helpful information. A real nigga don't need motherfuckers co-signing this shit. A real nigga needs motherfuckers who don't agree, and not agreeing will promote this real motherfucker to stand strong on his beliefs. A real nigga spelled his name with 2 D's at the end for digital dynamite. All you motherfuckers can try if you like, but you can't fuck with me. I'm too real. A lot of gay dudes discover they're gay. They listen to things that are said or spoken, and they identify with the gayness in the statements. If there is no gayness in the statement, they think, fuck that shit. But if there is gayness in the statement, they gravitate to that statement, and more, they gravitate to the person making the statement. That explains the fake guru's followers. Don't be mad at me for providing the reason you fools are following those fakes. I'm not going to say there's no guru motherfucker today that can match my record, but what I will say is, can you see why all these fools want to match wits with me? My legacy is that of a monster. You hear voices, you hear stories, and they're verified by documented shit from real men, and most importantly, by real OG motherfuckers. Do you see any of them wanting to match wits with a known sucker? And have any of these fools, including the guru you listen to, ever got at me? The shit most gurus have to say is so weak, I can't ever speak to them again. All any of the motherfuckers against me did over and over is in one way or another say that I'm old and outdated. Yet they still try to match wits with me. If I'm so fucking old and outdated, what the fuck is that saying about a motherfucker challenging me? When I was in the streets, ain't no way I was gonna match wits with a retired pimp. Even if we had words, I would bow to him. I only wanted to match wits with motherfuckers who were killing them currently. Motherfuckers who were pimping like a motherfucker right now. I matched wits with them too. I didn't kill any one of them, and they didn't kill me either. Which meant to them and me, we were men being men and didn't need to go through any more changes other than what the fuck we had to say to each other. That's what's real. That's what you need to believe in. That's what you need to develop. The realness in your conversation. Now think about this. 2025 is getting ready to be over. That means we finna start 2026. So for 365 days, you will have action at changing your ways. Now, you can change your ways so you can win in 2026, or you can keep the same ways and try to win with them. Now, we all know the person that does the same thing over and over and is looking for change is a damn fool. We know that. So why don't you accept that as information for you to start your 2026? And let's live it together, fellas. That's how I feel. Let's live this shit together because we can win. All we got to do is start believing. You believe in what you believe in, and I'll believe in what I believe in. And if we can meet at some point, I'm happy to do that because I will explain what the fuck I'm talking about and what it means concerning you. Other than that, I'm gone, fellas. Happy New Year.